This is a pathetic situation. This is terrible to watch. The hunger in the land has reached a proportionate level. The level of suffering has gone up as inflation bites harder on the people. The policy of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not helping matters. Nigerians are suffering. Nigerians are going through their noses to feed. Food items have gone up. Goods are being stolen. Nigeria is sitting on a keg powder.
To make matters worse, we are faced with rising level of poverty amongst our people. Lack of the normal, and I mean normal, sources of livelihood by the common man to have, even if it's one good meal a day, is lacking. There's that lack of such. And of course, things are not okay in the north. And of course, the two monsters that have been harassing all of us here, insecurity and poverty. And let's not take it for granted. People are quiet. They are quiet for a reason. Because people have been talking to them. We've been talking to them, we have been trying to tell them things will be okay, and they kept on believing. I pray to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will not one day wake up and say, look, we don't believe in you anymore. And that will be the biggest problem.
That is the Sultan of Sokoto there, Mohammed Saad Abubakar III, and chairman of the Northern Traditional Ruler Councils, voicing his grave apprehensions over Nigerian precarious state, citing rampant unemployment and hunger among its youth population as a volatile mix fueling instability. Addressing the 6th Executive Committee meeting of the Northern Traditional Rulers Council in the Arewa House, Kaduna, the Sultan echoed recent sentiment expressed by the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, who lamented a widespread hunger and starvation that is plaguing the nation. Emphasizing the urgent need for action, Sultan Abubakar highlighted the alarming escalation of economic hardship, triggering widespread agitation and discontent among citizens. He underscored the pressing need for collaborative effort to address the lingering economic issues in Nigeria. Expressing concern over the lack of sustainable livelihoods for millions of young Nigerians, the Sultan issued a stark warning likening the nation's situation to a keg of gunpowder ready to explode. He urged political leaders to prioritize job creation and food security to avert potential unrest. It is getting to a level that traditional leaders could no longer pacify the people from revolting against government and political leaders that are supposed to find solutions to their lingering socio-economic plight. And let's not take it for granted. People are quiet. They are quiet for a reason, because people have been talking to them. We've been talking to them. We've been trying to tell them that things will be okay, and they keep on believing. I pray to Almighty Allah that they will not one day wake up and say, we no longer believe in you. That will be the biggest problem. We can't continue to keep these people quiet as traditional, spiritual leaders and diplomats forever. We have reached that level. People are very agitated. People are hungry. They are angry, but they still believe there are people who can talk to them. They believe in some of their governors, some their traditional rulers, and some of their religious leaders. Fortunately, some of us double as traditional and religious leaders. So we have this onerous task of reaching out to everybody, calming them down and assuring them that things will be okay. And they should continue to pray and still do something good, because prayer without work will not bring anything good. To make matter worse, we are faced with the rising level of poverty of most of our people. They lack normal sources of livelihood by the common man to have even a good meal a day. But I believe talking about insecurity and the rising level of poverty are two issues that we cannot fold our hands and think everything is fine. I've said it so many times and at so many fora that things are not all right in Nigeria. Of course, things are not okay in the north, the Sultan concluded. As a Nigerian, you will relate to what the Sultan is saying. The high level of poverty, the hunger in the land, the high level of insecurity. The Sultan is the traditional ruler of the north, and most of the traditional rulers are being seen as religious leaders. So the people obey them, the people respect them, the people see them as people they can look up to, and people they can believe, people they can listen to. So if the Sultan of Sokoto is coming out to talk about the insecurity in the north, the hunger in the land, that means he has actually seen a lot of this whole thing. We cannot take that away from him. We cannot deny the fact of what he is saying. Tinubu government has been a lot of repressive government for the people. The people are hungry and hardship is on a very skyrocketing level. But my only problem with the Sultan and other people from the north that are speaking up now is that during President Muhammadu Buhari regime, they absolutely lost their voices. They did not hold President Muhammadu Buhari accountable the way they are holding Tinubu accountable today, because they see President Muhammadu Buhari as their kingsman, as their tribesman, as their religious man. They did not hold him accountable. They did not talk about the insecurity that was so worst, so rift in the north at that particular point in time. The insecurity in Nigeria today started from the north, because people like the Sultan and other prominent elders in the north kept quiet. The insecurity grew to an alarming level that led to the death of thousands of innocent Nigerians in the north. Now, that insecurity passed from the north and spread to other parts of the country. That is why we are battling insecurity in the north, the east, the south, and the west. Every part of the country is rocked by insecurity. It's because people like the Sultan of Sokoto, other prominent northerners, kept quiet. They did not speak when they were supposed to speak. They did not call their people to order. They did not call their young men to order to drop down the weapon. And now insecurity has become a major issue in Nigeria. The reason why they did not speak is simply because President Muhammadu Buhari is from their region. They didn't want to say anything that would jeopardize or put the government of President Muhammadu Buhari in a bad light, in a bad test. So today, President Muhammadu Buhari is no longer the president of Nigeria. Tinubu is the president of the Nigeria from the south. They've all found their voices, forgetting that whatever Tinubu is suffering today, whatever economic hardship that Tinubu is suffering today, whatever insecurity is suffering today, emanated from the cluelessness, from the bad leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari. The ineffective government, ineffective ages, wasted ages we have under President Muhammadu Buhari is what we are experiencing today. The culminating effect is what we are having today. So these northern elders, these northern people that are talking should give us the benefit of doubt. Let the people that have been speaking before speak about what is happening in Nigeria today. However, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should rise to the occasion and ensure that these things is done, else it's going to cause a massive protest in Nigeria. Protest that cannot be curtailed by any security agencies. And of course, you know what protest is all about in a country like Nigeria, in a complex cultural country like Nigeria, is going to lead to the destruction of life and properties. And this is what we don't want at this precarious time that the nation is facing. We need peace, we need stability. The government should ensure they go back to work and do the right thing, stand this kind of insecurity, let the farmers go to work, let the production of food commence, let food circulate to every part of the country, because the people need to eat for them to stay alive. If the people are hungry, they will take to the street, they will break into people's homes, they will steal goods and services belonging to the people, and that is not what we want. If this thing starts, it's going to affect the economy of Nigeria to a greater length. We don't want that. We want peace in the land, we want safety in the land, and we want Nigeria to prosper. And for that to prosper, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president, must act now and address these issues.